In this clip, I use the Opticon model to map out the causes and effects of poverty and show how fair trading is one way to help break the cycle. Of course, I'm talking of imposed poverty and not a voluntary simple lifestyle. Poverty influences the extent and way in which our faculties can be used and is mainly negative. What's a cause of a problem in one situation may be an effect in another and vice versa. So I shall refer to them as cause effects. These can be thought of as operating in the context of a household, that is, one or more persons and where they live. Now, these so-called household cause effects are many and varied, and the links between them are complex, and they often form vicious circles. One way to make it easier to consider the cause effects is to group them according to the faculty with which they are most closely associated. I have renamed some of them to make them clearer in this context. To digest the map, stop the video when I say pause now. Consuming cause effects associated with what is sensed or taken into a household and its environment. Pause now. Producing cause effects associated with how a household does things physically at home and at work. Its output. Pause now. Thinking cause effects associated with how a household uses its mental abilities to interpret and analyze things. Pause now. Expressing cause effects associated with how a household communicates ideas, feelings and emotions. Pause now. Discerning cause effects associated with how a household understands and uses the diversity of inputs available. Pause now. Guiding cause effects associated with how a household organizes itself and gives itself direction and purpose. Pause now. Choosing cause effects associated with how a household makes decisions and follows laws and rules. Pause now. Creating cause effects associated with how a household is free to form and take up new ideas, including forming a family. Pause now. Reflecting cause effects associated with how a household looks inward and develops its spirituality, its soul. Pause now. And relating cause effects associated with how a household forms relationships within itself and outside in the community or wider world. These lists of cause effects are not exhaustive. What other ones can you think of? Pause now. Now let's think of one practical way to help break these causes and effects, and that is by ensuring that we buy stuff that is fairly traded and gives the producers a good deal. This helps because anything we can buy that is certified as fairly traded should follow 10 principles. Here they are, mapped on to a related faculty. All people working to produce the goods should be paid fairly, and the environment should be conserved and not damaged. There should be no discrimination, such as against gender or faith. The business should be sustainable in the long term. Business should be run in a just, open and transparent way. Working conditions should be safe and healthy. The cooperative should decide how to use any surplus money. Employment should keep together rural communities. Traditional skills should be encouraged and developed. And children should not be employed but allowed to receive education. Pause now. As you can see, I've added some general principles that relate to each faculty. How these are interpreted depends on the cultures in which the making and trading is carried out. So next time you purchase something, especially bargains that knock down prices, think carefully about the people who produced what you want to buy. Were they being treated as fairly as you would like to be treated if you had been doing their job? If you support fairly traded goods, bit by bit, you will be able to help people help themselves.